Hello everybody. My name is Leon Minghui. For today's talk, we are going to be looking at our talk today about Canada. On the last workshop, we've learned a lot about Canada's beautiful places, sport, music, and a lot of other amazing topics. But the topic that catches my interest best is Canada custom and culture. So let's look at a couple of examples of Canadian customs and culture. Canada is a culturally diverse country with its own unique custom, manners, and even etiquette in every actions they do. It's important to understand and respect these customs while visiting or even living in Canada to ensure you communicate and interact appropriately with local people. So first, one of the most important thing in Canada's cultures is politeness. Canadians are known for the friendliest and the way that they respect each other's. They value manners and politeness and social interactions. When greeting someone, it's very common to say hello, hi, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and shakes hand. When leaving, it's important to say goodbye. Also, sometimes we ask the things for the person by them leaving their time. Canadians also apologize very frequently, even if they haven't done anything wrong. This is a sign of politeness and respect. Like, imagine a situation. If you're bumping into somebody accidentally, and even if it's not your fault, you should say sorry. Also, sometimes in some situation, if you're just standing and they bounce into you, you will also say sorry for sure. Next, we have punctuality. Being on time and not late in Canadian culture is a very important thing. Whether it's for a meeting, a social event, or a job interview, or anything, it's very important to be on time. Canadians really values punctuality. And if you're running late, it's very, very important to send a message or call to let the other person know. Canadians people consider being late is disrespectful, especially without a reason. So yeah, it's very important to consider that. Next is about dining etiquette. When dining in Canada, it's important to wait for everyone to be seated and to wait for the hostess or the host to start eating before you begin your meal. Table manners are also important, such as using utensils properly and not talking with your mouth full of food. Next, in Canada, it's very, very common for us to leave tips when we are going to different kind of stores. Canada is a culturally diverse country, and usually it's customary to leave a tip from around 50 to 20% of the total bill. Tipping is a way of showing appreciation for good service and considered very polite in Canada. About respecting diversity, it is an important part of Canadian cultures. Canadians are generally accepting of different kinds of cultures, religion, lifestyles. And it's important to avoid making remarks or jokes that have racisms, ethnically or religions related into. It's not your all and it's not considered respectful. Also, in Canada, it's very important to quit or wait in line when waiting for a service or in a public space. If you are a person who loves to jump the queue, probably it's not something very good and is considered rude or even disrespectful. Um, and the last thing I want to mention about is personal space. Canadians very value their personal space and tends to stand at their own arm's length when speaking with the other. It's important to avoid standing too close or touching somebody's personal space if they doesn't agree, as this may make them uncomfortable. Well, understanding about the Canadian customs, manners, and etiquette is something very, very important. It really is a survival tip for you if you're a person that wants to stay in Canada and wants to be a Canadian. So thank you so much for listening to my talk today about Canada's cultures and customs. Thank you so much for listening and goodbye. See you next time.